What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, you already know my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. You already know. Reclaim your throne.
That's a great question. I'm not gonna lie, if I'm a gold digger, I'm a really bad one because I feel like the reality is that I have this list of guys, high value, highly sought after men, and there was no financial gain. So I think if I was a smart sugar baby or gold digger, that there would be at least something physical in front of me, a car, a condo, bags, shoes, something, money in my account. That never happened. And maybe that's just where I'm foolish. And I remember setting my iPad up, taking pictures, showing my body, what would be considered kind of like IG model pictures now where you show your body, whatever. And I just remember saying like, people are gonna know my name, like people are gonna know who I am. And probably a year after that, probably a year and a half, I did a video with World Star Candy. I don't know if you remember, you probably, yeah, because you're so not in that world. But,
no, I've been on World Star and I'm like, how strange is that? Me on World Star. And I'm like on one of the, yeah, anyway.
So that's kind of how
you went for World Star.
That was my goal. So when they asked,
up on World Star.
Yeah.
I get it. How do you get to it? Well, one way is ditch the rebel.
Did you want me to ditch a part of who I am?
Well, it's okay.
That's a big cost for me.
Then just like a man choosing to have a family, he has to ditch the bachelor.
So,
you can't get it any other way. See, it's like, this is the thing. Modern people, modern women, you want everything. Everything is a cost and a trade-off. And at the end of the day, when you're 60 years old, it's holiday season.
Right.
What do you want? Don't tell me about what you had. Tell me about what you want.
I mean, holiday season, it would be a house full of family members and my husband and,
well,
I mean, I would like.
What man wants to marry a rebel for a wife?
Well, in all fairness.
Go ahead. Now we're getting into it.
In all fairness, the rebel, there are people who love that. The free spirit. Me being a rebel doesn't mean.
It's great short term.
But I guess I'm confused where being a rebel is something I would have to abandon if I'm willing to.
Okay. You and I were married. And this is our home, our theater room. There's a bump in the night. I have to stand in front of you and take the bullet. Right? True.
If that's how you feel. If that's, yeah. No, okay, yes. I would want you to take the fucking bullet. Get up.
No.
Kill the spider.
We're in rural Mississippi, and there's a bump in the night. And all right, who has to stand up? Who has to risk? What's my role?
The protector.
Right. So I got to be willing to die for you.
Yes.
You just got to listen to me.
There's nothing wrong with listening.
Well,
it's the exercising the options for me. I cannot. I just will not. I cannot. I am okay with full transparency. If you're saying, hey, you know what? I want to be able to sleep with other women. I don't want you to question me about it. I want us to kind of have maybe more of an open relationship. I can sign up for that. I cannot sign up for a liar. And a lot of the Instagram lives I've caught of yours is when you're talking about exercising these options, it's almost like, well, Beyonce got cheated on. So you think you're above Beyonce? Like, why do you, she took her man back.
One of the biggest things women often say is you want loyalty and honesty. Okay, well, if you get it and you want a man and you want a lifestyle at a certain level, that comes with things. Is it mandatory? Is it required? No. But if it happens, as long as there's an understanding between those two people, what's the problem?
I don't think there's a problem when you describe it like that.
That's the way
I know men, I know that everyday American man, when they watch your videos and they talk about exercising options, they think it means something totally different. So that's why I think it's important you give clarity. But
I give clarity. I never speak vaguely.
I give clarity, but
I give clarity. I never speak vaguely.
I know, but what I'm saying is having an understanding is much different than saying, hey, you're allowed to get cheated on because he's a high value guy. Like, that's completely different things. And I can say a lot of situations I probably wasn't very clear. In my mind, I want you to be a mind reader. I want to be with you. I think with age, I started to realize, yeah, you do have to be more intentional with what you're saying, how you're acting, even just your behavior. What is the end goal? So whatever that is, you have to be that in the now. And I think even before I had my child, in my mind, I was like, okay, if I want marriage, then I need a man. And like, I know that is not groundbreaking news, but you can't hate men and then be sad about not having a husband.
Well, if you wanted marriage, were you moving like a wife?
I believed I was, because to be honest, I did ditch the rebel, which I felt like is a part of me. I feel like I can still be, it's like kind of like being a loyal slut. Like, I can be loyal, but I can also be.
Now, I don't know. Did you ditch it joyfully, or did you ditch it and with saying, okay, I'm going to do this for you? Meaning, like, one of the worst things we can do in relationships is keep score. I'm doing this because I want to be with you, but if I don't get what I want, then I'm going to pull this back out.
In that moment, I thought I could hang my jersey up, and I knew to be the wife at the games that I was probably gonna have to play the background a little more. That's how I felt.
Okay. Do you not like the background?
I just feel like I'm meant to shine. Okay. It's very difficult for me to play the background. Like, I could wear a trash bag to an NBA game, and because of who I am, it's not a normal situation. Let's see. That I am a gold-digging, manipulative, evil, whorebag slut who has no real talent, who has sucked and fucked her way to the top, and is a overhyped, below average looking girl with clout, who is only relevant because of her ass.
Well, damn.
So guys, we got to speak on this Brittany Renner and Kevin Samuels interview. Overall, it was a very dope interview, very enlightening. But you see this internal struggle going on with Brittany Renner, and I've spoken about it before with these alpha females, okay? A lot of times, like she said in the clips, she doesn't want to play the background, okay? She wants to be in the front. She wants to be the centerfold, okay? She wants to be the head chick in charge. And what a lot of these women don't understand is that when you're dealing with a guy who's got a lot of bread and who's got a lot of status and who's potentially providing more value than yourself, making a lot more money than you are going to have to play the background, okay? And I think that what's going on is Brittany Renner is struggling with her pride, okay? Internally, she knows what she wants. She wants that family unit. She wants all that stuff, but she also wants a very rich guy. And because she earns a certain amount of money, and she mentioned in the interview that although she earned a lot of money, she blew a lot of money too. So, you know, a lot of y'all are thinking, oh, Brittany Renner got a bag, and it's like, do she? Okay, because for one, I've done reviews on her YouTube channel. She's not consistent on her YouTube channel. She's pretty much not consistent in any media exporting, right? She hasn't consistently built something for a long period of time. She just kind of comes in here and there, and, you know, she wrote the book and gets mentioned for smashing certain celebrities, but it's not like she's consistently building some type of platform, which I think that she should do because she's got a lot to say. But you see this internal struggle going on with her, and it's the struggle of the quote unquote alpha female, okay? This shows that a lot of these women really don't understand their role and really don't understand their position, okay? I don't care who she thinks she is, but she's going to have to play the background if she deals with a guy who makes a lot more bread than her. And the problem with a lot of these women is that they're making a certain amount of money and they don't want to settle for a guy who is making less money than them or the same money than them. So they are perpetually going to continue to get cheated on because these guys who make a lot of money, they have a lot more options and a lot badder chicks than you, okay? So the point of this whole video is, for one, I think Kevin Samuels was very surgical in his line of questioning, okay? He pretty much got to the root of the problem, and she was very transparent and honest with her, or well, honest with him, and that's why I give her credit for coming on this interview. You know, she's a very modern case of the woman's dilemma, okay? Because she wants a very rich guy, but she also wants him to be loyal. And the fact of the matter is, you're going to have to get a guy who has less money, not necessarily less money than you, but less money than what you want, okay? Less money than what you want. And you might also have to get a guy who's less attractive than what you want, right? The problem is a lot of these women say, oh, there's not good enough men. These men aren't ish, this, that, and the third. They're cheaters, this, that, and the third. Look, the reason why she's encountered so many cheaters is because she is going for a select type of guy, right? She says she likes him 6'4". She says she likes him to be ballers. She says she likes him this way, that way, all this kind of stuff. Entertainers, athletes, right? With that model, with that dating model, you are going to end up taking an L as a woman because, quite frankly, you're replaceable. And she doesn't want to play her role. Obviously, she says she doesn't want to give up the rebel side of her. And any man who's earning that type of money, he doesn't want to deal with a rebel, okay? He doesn't want to deal with a rebel. He wants to deal with a woman who is on his program. He wants to deal with a woman who is basically going to play her role, you know, play the housewife role, all right, and do her duties, and not try and be all in the forefront, and not try and be at the clubs every weekend, and not trying to be twerking it up on the bar stand and all that kind of stuff. See, what Brittany Renner doesn't understand is that all of that is thottery behavior, and it basically makes the man look bad. Even if he really doesn't care, he's gonna have people coming to him saying, yo, your girl was wilding last night. She was doing all this and all that. And what she also fails to mention is that the girls who are twerking on the bar and doing all this extra stuff, they end up going home with a guy that night, okay? And what is to stop her from doing that over countless weekends, over countless times she's in the bars, over countless times she's in the club? She starts to feel neglected over a time because a guy like PJ Washington, for instance, her baby daddy, that guy is working, that guy is in training camps, that guy is practicing. So majority of his time is occupied. And most of those dudes, most of these athletes, they don't want to come home, get dressed, and go to the club. They want to come home, chill, relax, play some 2K, play some Madden, call it a night, and get ready for the next day, okay? And that's where Brittany Renner has it messed up. She doesn't understand that if she wants that type of lifestyle with the man who's making that type of money, she is going to have to simmer some of that energy down, right? Because quite frankly, it's not even about a man being intimidated by that. It's just that we don't want it, okay? We don't want all that extra stuff. She's very extra. Men don't want that. It's not about being intimidated. It's about what you actually want, who you actually want to deal with, your ideal situation, your envisionment personally of the type of woman that you want to deal with, okay? And it's pretty crazy that she cannot get this through her skull. She doesn't get it fully, okay? She doesn't understand. And it makes sense because most modern women don't understand, because their standards have become so high in their mind, even though we know they might say these standards, but they're really not living up to it. Okay, most of these chicks, they're saying they want a guy who's this tall, they're saying they want a guy who has this amount of money, but then, like I said, look who's clapping the cheeks. A lot of times they're ending up settling for these bum dudes who they'll let the bum dudes clap the cheeks, and then when a guy comes around who's serious, oh, she want to hold out and she wants to set all these standards and set all these requirements for that guy and make that guy jump hoops when he is the ideal guy. But it just goes back to alpha smashes and beta cashes, okay? Alpha smashes and beta cashes. If you're the beta guy who's gonna try and court a Brittany Renner, reformed or current Tatiana, if you're that guy who's going to try and court her, she's gonna look at you as food. She's gonna know that you a sucker once you start doing all this romantic and you know, chivalrous stuff, right? She's gonna toss that out the window, okay? She's gonna get bored, all right? A lot of these women, they need excitement. And for these women out here, these Tatianas out here, their excitement is jumping from D to D, okay? I've already told you guys that a bad chick does not go 6 months without the D, okay? So if we know all of these things and we see how she's speaking on the podcast and we see her interaction with Kevin and we know that she has this side of her that she cannot, you know, repress, okay? She's sounding like a woman who is going to be forever single. She's sounding like one of those women who are going to have to buy a dog and die alone, right? Because she's not going to be willing to make these certain concessions, even though she blows money, right? Even though she's not frugal, even though she's not financially secure, right? She was saying that, oh, a man is not a financial plan, but yet you laid up with a man to get a child support check. Immediately put the man on child support, okay? So we've learned a lot from this situation. We learned a lot from her situation. And it just goes to show, man, that a lot of these women, for one, she said she wanted you to be a mind reader, right? She wanted you to be a mind reader. A lot of these chicks, just like what Jada Pinkett and Gwyneth Paltrow said. So a lot of these chicks really just don't get it, okay? And they don't know how to treat a man. You know, they don't know how to play their role. They don't know how to play their position. And she categorizes it as she doesn't know how to slurp a D and shut up, right? But it's not even that. It's not even as simple as that. A rebellious woman, a Jezebel spirit woman, okay? The Lilith spirit woman is not compatible with any man for that value, or, you know, any man, high value or low value, okay? Because if she gets with a guy who's got a lot of money, she gonna be upset when he running around on her. But if she gets with a bum dude, she's gonna be upset because she's making more than him. And she's aspiring to be more than him. And she has more ambition than him. So what these women are gonna have to understand is you can't have it both ways. You gotta choose. Either you want the rich, tall, successful guy, right? Or you're gonna get a guy who makes less money, who's not as attractive, but who's gonna be faithful, okay? So anyways, y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Reclaim your throne.
Reclaim your throne.